Okay, so low tide, Tathra Beach, and the sun is going to set quite soon in the west, and we know that in the morning it'll rise from the east. Now, as the tide's coming in, okay, we know what's going to happen. The water level will rise and rise and rise, okay? In anticipation, I'm not going to stay where I'm standing right now. I'd be covered by torrential waves, literally plummeting me into the ocean if I didn't move away. In the same way, if I look at the north beach of Tathra, see those caves here in the background, some of them with teepees in the front. The Aboriginal community that was once here in Tathra, New South Wales, the Yuin clan, had absolutely no idea that their world would be colonized by white people. They did not think for a moment they would be enslaved and their natural way of living would be taken over and altered. They too could see the tides coming in and out, but when they thought about their future, I'm sure it did not actually include the kinds of ways that they're living today. And so, how do we know about what has yet not come? What kinds of revelations are we looking for? Apart from simple things like the tide or the Bureau of Meteorology telling us today is going to be cold, or it's going to be warm, or it's going to rain today. So what elements are there in the future? And some people can say, well, there's the element of evidence. We can look at quantitative measures. Others could talk about qualitative things. Some might even talk about prophecy as being included in futures and the design of the future. But what about you? What constitutes the makeup of your future? And what are the things that we can latch onto, like tides, rainfall charts, topography, contours, built-up domains and non-built-up areas, temperatures and climate, vegetation, pollution levels, and how might we be able to measure these things? Well, we've obviously been measuring them for at least 100 years in some cases of some areas, but how do we do this from a global perspective? Is it enough just to look at our small community of interest? You know, I'm an advocate of everything is local. But in everything is local, there still must be some global coordination. Who's that body? Who cares? Who cares about what takes place globally? What kind of global skin or planetary skin, as one company had identified, might well serve as the mechanism by which to interrogate and understand the what-if scenarios of the future? Surely this is part of it. And already you can see here the water's moving quite rapidly. I'm going to have to try and get to the other side without having my camera sink in the water, which could actually be a little bit complex here, but hey, let's try even if my shorts get wet. Here we go. That's how fast the tide rises, folks. Look. Looks all right out there, but not here. This area is getting fairly deep, and if we're not ready, the future's going to happen, and then what are we going to do when we're not ready? So just some thoughts on brainstorming about the future and thinking about ways to measure things.